opened the door to powerful untold stories that gave clarity to many mysteries surrounding the original Hot Boys, Cash Money Records, and several Magnolia Project-based events that would have otherwise faded away with time. And one of the main stories that stands out the most is the lives lived and lost by the original Hot Boys.
Was they calling them the Hot Boys then at that time?
No, they wasn't calling the Hot Boy, but they were some hot dudes, you know. It was man, he had a whole crew. It was Gangster, it was Sterling, it was Doney, it was Mosquito, Elton, who known as Hot Beezy right now. Yeah, OG Booby Black, yeah, Dougaloo, you had Red. I mean, he had about 40 of them.
That's a bunch of group of real street, you know what I'm saying? See, they been getting money off the block forever, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, straight out the Magnolia.
Although there's other members to be mentioned who were just as active and important, the frontline four consisted of Sterling, Doney, Mosquito, and the gang's most notable member, Gangster Williams, each of who played their roles in making the original Hot Boys a household name.
Original Hot Boy, me Sterling and Doney.
People be like, oh man, I grew up wanting to be a hot boy. Like, nah, like I really grew up wanting to be a real hot boy.
No, you definitely don't want to be a hot boy because you know what? Back then, you have generations, right? My generation, you had to be a hot boy to survive. You feel me? You had to be a hot boy to survive, for real, for real. Once you in that survival mode, if anything come across your line, anything come across, you know what I'm saying, the page, you gotta automatically handle your business. You gotta delete that.
Their run began in the late 1980s after establishing themselves as the Hot Boys, which was a title given to them due to living lawless lifestyles that consisted of robbery, drug selling, betrayal, and murder. By the start of the 1990s, the city's homicide rate had climbed rapidly, in which the Hot Boys were responsible for a large portion of. It was reported that once the Hot Boys were taken off the streets, the crime rate dropped substantially within the following years until the rise of the Doney Boys, who were direct descendants of the Hot Boys. The Hot Boys' run lasted until the mid-1990s, but had done enough to leave their mark in the history books of the NO Street's most dangerous figures.
And when Sterling came home, he came back by us and they went to shooting at him. So when they went to shooting at him, I was right there. We were sitting on the bench together. He went to the Noya and formed up with Gangster and them, and
Sterling Lofton, better known to us all as Hot Boy Sterling, came up in the Magnolia Projects where he met and became friends with the other members of the gang at an early age. And just like the others, he was rising rapidly as a neighborhood superstar who had gained a citywide reputation for slinging iron and being about that life.
When Sterling Lofton, one of the original Hot Boys, he come home, he came in the project by us in the Melf, and some old beef they had. Him and a few other dudes out the Melf had with a few of them boys back there. And when Sterling came home, he came back by us and they went to shooting at him. So when they went to shooting at him, I was right there. We were sitting on the bench together. He went to the Noya and formed up with Gangster and them, and that go to beef started.
Being a Hot Boy opened many doors around the city due to doing business with key players in other areas, which often drew Sterling to the downtown Fort Ward Arborville projects for occasional business.
Sterling got killed in the Ville.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sterling got killed in the Ville. Going holler at
Sterling was an original Hot Boy.
Yeah.
Like every project in the city, the Arborville had their own neighborhood superstars and gunslinging headbusters that didn't care who you were or where you were from. Anybody could get it, and Hot Boy Sterling was a prime example of it after being gunned down in the Arborville in broad daylight.
When Sterling got killed back there, they had, I remember they came back there on two motorbikes with four of them. They were 4 deep on 2 motorbikes. Came through that bitch and they had split up. One went that way, one went another way. And they done shot out some shit, and they don't know who the fuck they was shooting at, but they done shot through somebody fucking window and hit an innocent person. And they went on about their business. Like, they don't know what that was for. I know the probably was beefing with them dudes at one point in time, and I don't know what it was for though.
It was some people standing out on the porch of the church or the funeral home. And there was a red car that was down on the corner sitting there. It was a red light down at that corner. The police said to the people on the porch, hey, y'all go inside. There's a possibility it's gonna be a drive-by. Man, pandemonium. People broke out running, knocked his grandma down, running all through the funeral home, man. And Mosquito ran out the funeral with his gun through the back door, went around and ran into the police. That's how he caught that gun case.
The departure of Hot Boy Sterling was the first within the crew, but it wasn't the last. With 3 remaining frontline members, the Hot Boys were faced with the new beef between themselves and the notorious Callio projects due to what seemed to be a misunderstanding.
When I got into it with that Yo, the Yo was known for being cutthroat, sticking together, and they had a mean squad. Right. So it was just 3 of us. And we stood up in the paint. We was like, okay, it is what it is. We gotta work.
John Michael Bryant, better known to Central City, New Orleans as Hot Boy Mosquito, was the closest member to Gangster Williams out of all the gang. Mosquito was the second Hot Boy to be gunned down, and just like Sterling, it happened in another project. At that time, the Magnolia and the Callio were highly connected with each other in several ways, and was so tight that they would even take certain hits for one another whenever it was convenient.
We were tight, running together, trading beefs. You know, we would click tight, the Magnolia and the Callio, hanging each other product. If I couldn't get to you, if I had an enemy and he was hanging in the Yo, they gonna touch him for me, and I'll owe them, and we do favor for favor. We did all that. The beef started when one of their men got touched, and they thought it was me, Sterling, the Mosquito that did it.
In the midst of the camaraderie, there was a misunderstanding that started one of the biggest beefs in New Orleans street history. Unfortunately, it started with the loss of Hot Boy Mosquito. For whatever reason, he went into the Callio projects, but he never made it out.
This one let me know it was the Yo that hit Mosquito, because the night it happened, I called back on that payphone, and everybody I asked, hey man, is he dead? Oh, I don't know, man, and they'll pass the phone. So when me and my big brother Chris go back there, I walk right in the cut, in the driveway, and my best friend land on his back, hit up like about 20 sometimes. And I'm like, well, I just asked him, was he dead? And I walked right up and I could see he dead.
It was official. John Michael Bryant, a laborer, died Friday of a gunshot wound in the 1200 block of South Russia Blade Street. Mosquito's departure left the Hot Boys with 2 remaining members, and soon after, with the incarceration of OG Doney, it weakened the team even more. By the time he was released from prison, things had changed, and the areas he used to run was now being ran by those who were next in line. But Hot Boy Doney wasn't having it, so he put together a team of the hungriest have-nots around him, a bunch of off-the-porch gunslinging youngins who by all means bring a great portion of the streets back to Doney, and he called them the Doney Boys.
Getting touched for free nowadays.
I do it, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Stephen Anthony Joseph, better known to us all as OG Doney, was the 3rd and last Hot Boy to be gunned down in the streets of the city, and it was all attached to his newfound takeover.
What happened?
Doney wound up getting killed in a project.
Out of all the Hot Boys, Gangster Williams was the only one who wasn't killed, and by that time he had done too much not to be next. But his fate would have it different. He had been wiretapped and followed by the feds, who were relentless in their attempt to take him down. They gathered a trail of evidence and had all they needed to build their case, and on June 24, 1999, Gangster was sentenced to life in prison.
Birdman and Slim's brother, Terrence Gangster Williams, was freed.
Member of the notorious Hot Boy gang.
He the original Hot Boy. He was locked up with Big Meat.
Gangster being back on these streets.
I would like to address the critics. First of all, I've done 23 years and 10 months. I apologize to you all if you thought I was going to die in prison. I'm too shrewd, smart. However, I plan to answer all these questions that a lot of you social media guys, internet gangsters, had something to say about me.
After serving more than 23 years in prison, Gangster Williams was released due to cooperating on several open cases that led to closure.
Right after Giggity Mama got shot, that's when shit just changed, you feel me? That's when Giggity was like, just own it. Like, it was basically, as a young we couldn't go, we had to go inside for 3 o'clock, you feel me? Like, this really had the hood on turn, you feel me? Every time a car passed, everybody just started running and shit, you feel me? This man had a whole photo, big body Benz on Willow Street, just sit there all day, because Giggity not the type of person that just ride around and move around. He had everything come to him, you feel me? So his shit just sit out there all day. And for the youngsters, for us, we could go up to his car and we probably could have got the car and did something with it, you feel me? Cause he really didn't care about the shit, you feel me?
I had a QA4 and fitted the truck. I was in love about him fitted the truck, right? Right before Christmas. my truck get burnt up, man. A few days later, I got the 400 NC Mercedes Benz.
Right after his truck got shot up and then it got burnt up, he bounced right back like 3 days later and came with a navy blue Benz with the phone in the inside of that bitch, you feel me? Like pulled that bitch up on Willow Street and let us get in there and play. Pull up and messing with the kids and letting them talk on the phone and shit like that.
So he was a young one when Gangster was in his prime.
Yeah, I would say I was about I'm gonna say like 10, between 10 and 14.
And my homeboy Giggity, I ain't forget you, understand? Uptown for life.
Nah, I don't know Gangster. I don't know in person. I've been in New Orleans. I've heard of him. I've heard the stories and the reputation and all that shit. But, I don't know Gangster at all. I never met him. I know how real good I know Gangster, so I can't speak on Gangster.
Gangster, Killa Stone, this is the dudes I come up under them. Gangster is the one who created the Hot Boy name.
And out of all them guys that was there, as far as the immediate Hot Boys, all them dudes dead now, huh?
Yep.
Sterling, Mosquito.
Except for Gangster and Elton and Booby Black.
I was raised on killers. Know my nigga hot. I was raised on killers. Never fuck with rats.
They want to show my nigga some love. Real nigga. They want nigga. Die type nigga.
Who is Hot Beezel?
Hot Beezel. Hot motherfucking Beezel. This is my nigga from out the Magnolia Projects, you feel me saying? He was 1/4 of Magnolia Boys, you feel me? And then also part of the original Hot Boys before the rap group actually came.
Cash Money Millionaire. Hot Beezel. Holding it down, Birdman. You got a problem, you know how we rock, homie.
He was Birdman. Birdman right-hand man. Birdman right-hand man. So obviously, you know, he Cash Money affiliated, Cash Money soldier.
Hot Beezel. Tell him about it, Hot. Ghost Snipe. Tell him, Hot. Hakeem, you heard me? Believe it. CEO. Right. Big Jizzle, right. You heard me? We ain't standing for this shit. These niggas know my occupation. Believe it. You heard me?
Hot Beezel, that's just like a hood legend, the landlord, you feel me? Willow Street. That's the original Hot Boy, you feel me? Hot Beezel really raised me, bro. Like, man, them, every time I come outside, they outside. But they outside before me, you feel me? Them the OGs. Like, when I'm sandlocked playing ball, they right there.
Soldier Slim, Big G, last but not least, my dog Hurt.
I met Hot Beezel through BG. When I was at Chopper City, you follow what I'm saying? About my first or second year at Chopper City, Hot started coming around. He became part of our entourage as far as when we had to travel together and shit like that. So we traveled together for about 3 years, but outside of that, Hot was always around 24/7 at the office, hanging with BG. He an enforcer. That's what he is, bro. He an enforcer. He's a street nigga enforcer. I took that vibe off the rip right there. You follow what I'm saying? His whole demeanor, the way he carried himself. I knew what it was. He nicknamed himself the Chopper City Problem Solver. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. Magnolia Landlord / Chopper City Problem Solver.
Chopper City Problem Solver, homie.
Hot motherfucking had a what? I think he had a green Firebird. Green Firebird, brand new. Smack brand new. That's when I first was like, man, I'm gonna be a hustler, you feel me? Like if Beezel see you with some busted up shoes on, Beezel gonna shoot you 150 or something and be like, go to the mall and get you some tennis shoes and shit, you feel me? Or either, you know, be front like they ain't never ran errands for me. Like, them the type of niggas you won't run errands for as a kid, you feel me? Like Hot Beezel did some rap songs later on down the line, but he wasn't like full pursuing to be no rapper. The Magnolia Boys, they got the album, and you know, Cito, LD Herb, and you know, they whole album, that album was fire too.
Something in the water, something in the air, something about them Indo niggas we don't care.
They had no problem who saying that who was the big dog. Like me coming up, Stone was the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Stone had all the dope. Stone was the who, you know, come through and holler at you dig, and he gonna get it straight. You know, Stone was the go to jail, he bonding them out. You dig? So everybody had a that was ahead of them.
Whenever you hear about Stone, you always say he was this real cool dude and he used to look out for everybody and shit. What? Because I know he was Magnolia, but he used to be in the Magnolia sometime too, right? If you had to explain this character, who was Stone?
Me and Stone grew, man. Me and Stone used to snatch purses and all that together. We grew up together. Stone was like my brother. Stone used to be fighting for me, man. A big dude try to fight me, Stone will knock him out.
You can't get a bad story about him because he was a real he never did no bitch shit. Elvin Nelson, Killa Stone, you hear me? That's my fucking brother. I fucked with him way in the back when he was on dope, when he had 2 stars in the front of his mouth, where he was beating up, taking him motherfucking dope. Yeah.
If Stone was here today, bro, what do you see him?
Legendary. Big as ever, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? You know, Magnolia, yeah, big as ever. If he was still here, a lot of shit wouldn't even be going on the way it going on right now, I promise you. it wouldn't even be going down like it go down. You dig? Stone would like knock my motherfucking dog because he could fight, not my dog because he had money, he could sell dope, he had cars, he had bitches, he had money. Nah, that wasn't my dog. Stone was my real motherfucking friend, man. Stone, when Stone was gone, I was a pallbearer, active pallbearer at his funeral. I was at Stone's funeral. I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, you was pallbearer?
Yeah, I was a pallbearer, definitely.
So you can see the original Hot Boys before the rap group was actually living the life of rappers.
Yeah, like
before rapping.
We've been wearing Battle Animals and Gucci's and shit since 92, 93.
All the gangster shit I did in the past, bro, I don't have nothing to show for it. I don't have no gangster trophy, this big gangster mansion, or this is a certified gangster, so we give them all this gangster money. Man, I ain't got a thing to show for that. Only thing I got from that is a name.
You was out when Black and Mo lost his arm?
No, Booby lost his arm.
Boo lost his arm. Yeah, Boo.
Yeah, I was on the Mill Street by this female house. Yeah, when Booby lost his arm. Them boys wanted me to come with them. I said, oh no. Because the dudes who shot them from the Nolia, but they were telling me to come with them. Oh, no, I'm thinking you trying to set me up, but they really was at each other.
My generation, that's the way it was. The generation now, it's a digital era. So everything is digital. A nigga can make up a whole profile of himself on a computer and call himself a hot boy and say a lot of things and be around cars and money and all this stuff and make you think he a hot boy while all the while he a